New CNN reporting this morning.
This literally seems like a joke. This seems like a parody of CNN, by the way. Like, they found one guy that voted for Trump twice. That is a surprising take about Biden. Who cares? What the
Some
It's literally like an Onion article.
Republicans are working on a legal strategy to overturn President Joe Biden's plan for student loan forgiveness that could wipe out up to $20,000 in debt for certain borrowers. CNN's Miguel Marquez has been talking to voters in Biden's hometown of Scranton, Pennsylvania, to see what they think of the plan, and he's with us live now. What are they telling you, Miguel?
Yeah, good morning there, Brianna. Look, we came up here expecting that Republicans across the board would be 100% against student loan forgiveness. But what we discovered is that a lot of people are affected by student debt, and some Republicans aren't exactly against forgiveness.
Welcome to the Farmers Market, beautiful downtown Scranton, Pennsylvania.
The market here, the real deal.
Pennsylvania polka.
Farmers from the area selling what they grow.
What kind of season are you having?
We're having a fair season. It's been dry. It's hurt us a lot on our second crop.
Jim Shurg has farmed here for 50 years. Like many Republicans, he says if one borrows money, they should pay it back.
It's a loan, it's a loan.
Right.
Whether I take a loan to buy the farm, I have to pay it back. They're taking a loan to get an education, they should pay it back.
But some Republicans?
Well, it seems like the country right now is moving towards socialism.
Philip Rosiowski voted for Trump twice. Doesn't like the direction of the country. But on student loans?
Myself, I still have a lot of student loans to take care of for my children.
Rosiowski says he is not against student loan forgiveness and will see if he or his kids qualify.
There has to be some change, and that's what I'm voting for, change.
84-year-old Tom Depew, a moderate Republican and former banker, says debts should be repaid, but views student debt differently.
My daughters all went through college. They have student loans. I like to see it. It helps them, yeah. But all this giveaway and all this free money, somebody's going to pay the price.
A sentiment resonating with working-class voters. For decades, they've drifted toward the GOP. From the early 2000s, exit polls indicate Republicans typically want about 60% of white, non-college educated voters. Democrats, about 40%. That split widened through Obama and Trump. Biden halted it, performing a few points better than Clinton in 2016.
We're almost in heaven. We're almost in Scranton. Almost.
He left. He abandoned Pennsylvania. He abandoned Scranton.
All void face. Thank you for the 5 get the subs. Rapper Havoc. Thank you for the 5 get the subs.
Both parties competing for votes here in battleground PA.
How big a piece of your own personal economy are student loans?
The funniest part about this is that, like, yes, Idajr is correct. Donald Trump literally subsidized farmers during the tariff wars against China. That was actually, to a certain degree, paid for by Americans. Whereas, like, the student loan debt is just debt that the government owns. Farmers get taxpayer-funded subsidies. Student loan debt is just government money. Okay? You can, if you want, cut policy to, like, tackle the budget or whatever, and the way to do that is by taxing people, if you would want. But ultimately, it's not even coming out of anyone's pockets. Like, it's just weird that they keep saying that.
Loans.
Oh, that's a huge part of my economy, the student loans. I mean, that's what I'm looking to hopefully get taken care of.
28-year-old Tyler Chulvik graduated in 2018. He works downtown Scranton at a local pharmacy. He says today he's carrying about $36,000 in student debt.
Starting a business down the road is something that I'd be very interested in. And I mean, my current debt situation has made that significantly more difficult.
Student debt a factor for just about everyone.
If you're saddled with this unbelievable amount of debt, it's going to set you back.
Local business owner Micah Woodard, 40 years old, recently paid off his student loans. His wife is still paying, and their son has just started college and is taking on debt.
And we had that conversation of, if you go to Temple, this is how much debt you're going to have to take on. If you go to Westchester, this is how much debt. This is how much we can help pay, but this is how much debt. You know, so those were very large parts of the conversation.
For many here, the spiraling cost of college.
Yeah, is the debt just disappearing? Yes, it's debt that the government owns already. So it's literally a signature.
Outweighing its benefit.
I have kids. Some of them have student loans. We're not wealthy. And you can pay and never touch the principal. It wasn't that way when I was young.
Here in the Electric City and across the country, the accumulation of student debt touching just about everyone's life.
And look, no one on the left or the right that we spoke to here thought that the student loan forgiveness program was really going to affect voters one way or the other. For the midterms, for instance, they didn't think it'd make much of a difference. But in a tight state like Pennsylvania, where races can be so tight, a few votes on the margins can make all the difference. Back to you guys.
Miguel, what about people who don't have student debt? Are they supporting this?
This was one of the most maybe surprising things. We spoke to a lot of people, elderly people, who either didn't go to college or their debts are long beyond them, or they didn't even have debt when they got through college. Their kids, their grandkids, they're seeing them struggle with it, and it affects them. They are even for some.
Oh, wow. It's like CNN had to send someone on the ground to finally comprehend that, like, when there's 45 million Americans that collectively hold $1.7 trillion of student loan debt, that it's literally harder to find someone that's completely unaffected by this or know someone that's affected by this than the other way around. Unless you're in the fucking media, in which case every one of the dumb motherfuckers that goes on your broadcast went to Harvard and got it paid for with daddy's money. How will we figure it out? How will we find some Americans that have like normal takes on student loan debt? That's crazy. Oh, damn, dude. That's cool. Thank you, CNN, for this coverage a week after doing like the most insane agitprop against it. Haley got smacked. Wait, what?
His own people. And I went back, Haley, and I looked at old speeches of President Trump's and his 4th of July.
Oh, I love when the Five brings on someone to play the role of a liberal.
Speech in 2020 was all about defeating the radical left, right? Calling out a group of people an amorphous group, I would say, because I get called a radicalist all the time.
Antifa, BLM rioters. That is not amorphous. You can see that.
But you can see people who are trying to thwart democracy. He named very specific things that they're doing. But anyway, Kaylee, to that point, how is this a departure from divisiveness that we've never seen before?
It's a huge departure. Look, my former boss was a counterpuncher. There's no doubt about that. You look at what he said, you attack him, he attacks you. If you go back and look at his attacks, almost all of them, 99.9%, maybe 100%, were against a person who has attacked him, were against a politician. They were not against a group of people. The White House did not set out on a campaign to attack half the country. I did not stand at the podium and say, you, Joe Biden, build back America, people, we hate you. I didn't do
Wait, what? Yeah, you did. What? You literally did that.
that. Karine Jean-Pierre stands at the podium nearly.
Bro, my man literally ran on a campaign that was like, we got to shut down all immigration from Muslim countries. He also said that the radical Democrats are Antifa communists who want to fucking destroy America, like, all the time. I mean, Donald Trump pretty much attacked anyone that wasn't just a fan of Donald Trump. Sometimes even fans of Donald Trump. You know what I mean? Like, he literally, he attacked even Republicans. He said that they were rhinos. He basically said every single person sucks except for me and those who ride with me. Like, I can't think of anyone that Donald Trump did not shit on so aggressively, dude. How are you going to act like that? He was not the most controversial, like, especially with this rhetoric. I mean, I love it. I love it personally. But it's, make no mistake, when we do these like hogwatch segments, understand that there's a reason why so many fucking Republicans on TikTok are like, we need to kill FBI agents and shit. Because, like, that's the environment that we've created here in America. And Donald Trump definitely took the training weights off of that. You know, he basically used the most unhinged rhetoric that you possibly could, that all these fucking dummies can understand. I feel like I have a good insight for when someone's phoning in content. He just does not want to be there. He's not bringing out any A material for Thiel candidates he was paid to endorse, or Rick Scott. And there's too much other stuff on his mind. Wait, what is this? This is new?
So important for Republicans, frankly, and everybody else, as long as they vote Republican, to get out and vote. We have some great candidates. Really, really, we have to do this. If we don't do it, our country is going down. You take a look.
That painting is awesome. King. Goated fan art on the wall. I have fan art on my walls. That is goated.
Look at what's happening at our border. You take a look at that disaster that took place in Afghanistan, the way
He's looking good too. He's looking kind of skinny. Skinny King. Ooh, he's losing weight. He's hitting the weights, baby. Look at that. He's got to get like one of those chin reduction surgeries though, because my man's got a nussy right now, looking like Mitch McConnell.
We left, leaving $85 billion behind, leaving our people behind, Americans behind. It's just nobody's seen anything like it. 13 dead soldiers that should have never died. You look at what's happening with you.
13 dead soldiers that should have never died. He said 13 dead soldiers. I love the way he's like describing these otherwise supposedly touchy things. What is this? This is a decent Jabuki tweet. I'll look at this in a second. Let's finish this.
Ukraine and Russia, inflation, a bad economy, a stock market that was going down in records and is going down in records. It hasn't stopped, and it probably won't. Get out and vote for Republicans. And I want to thank everybody that's being so helpful to our country. We have to actually save our country. So thank you very much.
Not great.